Just a reminder before today's programme that if you haven't seen it yet, you can check out the most recent episode of the Doctor Who review, where we take a look at the Series 12 finale, The Timeless Children. Also, a long-time requested video has finally made its way to the channel, an updated version of the main intros to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, covering the UK show from its inception in 1998, all the way up until the present day in 2020. And now, here on AMTV, it's Sunday, and it's that time of the week again. Your questions answered in the Sunday Catch-Up. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Catch-Up. I think this is, yes, episode 57. And it's nice to be back. As I mentioned in the last Sunday catch-up 2 weekends ago, I'm currently rehearsing for the new musical that I'm playing the lead in, No Horizon. I am currently now, what's today, the 8th. I am 11 days away from opening night, so it's all getting very real, but rehearsals are going really well, and I've got one more full week of rehearsals before tech starts. So yeah, it's going well, but I had a free Sunday, and I thought I had the time to make you guys another Sunday catch-up video. So thank you for being supportive of the channel, thank you for sticking with me. And, yeah, let's get into your questions. So, Cameron McMenemy says, favourite MJ album? I'd say it always alternated between Bad and Dangerous. I'd have to go more with Bad from 1987. It's just, the 10 songs, 11 if you include Leave Me Alone, it's just such a well-rounded album. There's something different each track. Thriller is great as well, you know, Off the Wall's great, Dangerous is great, History, all that sort of stuff, but Bad is the favourite MJ album. Matthew Payton says, what do you think of the new look Cybermen? Well, I guess now there's several new looks, so the new warrior class, if you like. Yeah, I really like it. I like the bigger helmets. It's kind of reminiscent more of the helmets we saw in, like, The Invasion from 1968 or Revenge of the Cybermen from 1975. It's sort of more that retro look. I'm glad we still got the teardrops in the eyes. That's really cool as well. And then the new Cybermen, as in the Cyber Time Lords, if you will, I really like the design. I like the fact the teardrops are now like directly below. I just think that's really cool design. The sort of gritted teeth thing. And the cyber technology mixed with the Time Lord aesthetic, like, you know, the big collars and stuff. I thought it really worked. Some people don't like it, but I mean, I really enjoyed the design. I just wish those ones had got to do more, because you sort of tease that they can regenerate and they're quite invincible. I mean, they might have escaped with the Master. Who knows? So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? What's your favourite 80s band? I mean, if you can call them a band, I'd say the Pet Shop Boys. It depends on your definition of a band. But if we're talking like, you know, full instruments and stuff, favourite 80s band? Ooh, that's actually quite a tough one, you know. I mean, I'm a sort of a fan of what's considered more the cheesy stuff, like Spandau Ballet is pretty good, but I also like things like Depeche Mode and a whole host of stuff, really. But yeah, I wouldn't say I had a favourite 80s band, unless you count like the Jacksons or something like that. And 3, have you ever watched Nightmare? Obviously not when it was first on, because I wasn't around, but I did catch a few episodes of Nightmare when it aired on Challenge, I think. I think it debuted with Funhouse. I watched the odd episode, and obviously now, yes, you look at it and you sort of laugh because the technology's kind of dated, but I'm sure back then it must have wowed kids and, like, you really wanted to take part. So, you know, it's got its place in history. Jordan Howell says, do you feel sad that Disney Plus will not have The Simpsons in the UK? I don't know if they've rectified this. I remember reading an article saying, yes, they are rectifying it and that all 30 seasons are coming to Disney Plus. At least I hope so. I mean, my view on Disney Plus when it launches, I mean, yes, I do want to see The Mandalorian, and obviously it's got all the Disney stuff. I don't know whether it's worth yet buying it, because obviously none of the Marvel shows have come out yet, or they're not coming out at launch. Obviously I want to see the final season of Clone Wars and a whole bunch of other stuff, but I mean, I'm glad The Simpsons is there. But I mean, I've got the first 19 seasons of The Simpsons on DVD. They're still releasing them slowly, so I'd rather have them physically, but if streaming's the way, then streaming's the way. The Kyle John 1 says, have you ever been to Portsmouth? I think I've driven through Portsmouth. I don't remember deliberately stopping off there, but I'm sure I've been through. 2, favourite beer. I do quite like Foster's. A lot of people have a dig at me for that. I'm not sure why, but I also like Heineken. Heineken's a really good beer. And 3, have you ever watched The Young Ones? No, I actually haven't watched The Young Ones. I am aware of it, and it's sort of its own place in TV history, but no, never watched it. Joseph Adams says, do you remember Postman Pat VHS tapes on YouTube? I mean, I don't remember them on YouTube, but I remember them on VHS. I don't think I had a specific Postman Pat VHS tape. I used to have a lot of sort of compilation tapes, so like an episode here, an episode there of different TV shows, and one of them did have Postman Pat on it. I couldn't remember which episode that was, but I certainly had it. And 2, do you remember Stingray episode Treasure Down Below by Jerry Anderson in colour? I've got the Stingray box set, the complete series. I haven't yet watched all the way through it, which might sound really bad, but so I will see that episode eventually, just haven't got around to it. And 3, do you remember listening to Carly Simon, Why, by Neil Rogers? No, I haven't heard that song. I'll have to give that a listen, because I like a bit of Carly Simon. Archim Film says, can I join the Discord server, Adam? Yeah, you can. I haven't been active on it recently. It might be dead for all I know, but I'll try and post a link in the description to the Discord server, or someone could do that for me in the comments. That'd be brilliant. And yeah, if you want to join, you can join. Christopher Kenyon says, what do you think of the Disney movie The Black Cauldron and the Aristocats? I've not seen The Black Cauldron, even though I own it. I know it's got a very mixed reputation. Some people think it's like the worst Disney animated film ever. Some people think it's the best Disney animated film ever and is really underrated. So I'll have to get around to that. The Aristocats, yeah, loved it. Used to have it on VHS as a kid. Even though the animation, you could argue, isn't the best quality, but Disney was going through some tough times. It's still a brilliant film. Holds up really well. And is 50 years old this year, actually. So happy 50th to the Aristocats. Kyle Wright says, I noticed in the background there are more than one TV. How come? Oh, God, in the last video. Oh, right, yeah. Well, you can see it there. So that TV is like a more modern TV. So I can hook up my PlayStation 4. I can, you know, all that sort of modern stuff. That TV right in the corner is an old CRT TV with the huge backs. That's for playing retro video games. So I have, you can't see it from here, but I've got an NES, I've got a Super Nintendo, I've got a Sega Mega Drive or Genesis for anyone outside of Europe and Japan, and an Atari 2600. And those systems, unless I mod them, won't work on modern televisions because they don't have the right hookups. I'm not really into modding, and I know it can be a bit expensive, so I've stayed away from that. But I still have this old, I've had that CRTV. That's been in my life as long as I can remember my life, do you know what I mean? We've got another one as well hidden away in a storeroom, but the old CRTs are great for the retro stuff, so that's why I keep it around. 2, as you don't have a tumble dryer, how do you get your laundry dry? Well, I've obviously moved out of that place now, but I used to just hang them on airers, man. You know, just put them on a washing line, either outside if it was sunny or inside, just hang them on a washing line. Dead easy. And 3, have you ever watched The Simpsons? Oh, well, yeah, I just said, yeah, I've got the first 19 seasons on DVD. I watched it religiously as a kid. It was always on Channel 4 at 6 p.m, so right about tea time, which was great. I love The Simpsons. I mean, yeah, the first 10 seasons, like a lot of people say, are nearly flawless. I like some of the later seasons. I honestly don't believe this whole thing of Simpsons has gone downhill, because I've even seen episodes from like season 20 onwards, and I like it. So I love The Simpsons, yeah. Big fan, big fan. Max Jackson says, which company do you think Disney should purchase next? Well, I mean, they're slowly monopolizing everything, aren't they? I mean, they've got a lot of the big ones already. I mean, some people say, oh, they're going to get Universal next. I don't think that'll happen for a long time. Out of the main movie players, Universal is still pretty big. MGM, I don't know about them. Maybe because they've had troubles. I mean, it seems like mostly the Bond franchise is keeping them alive. So maybe they'll get MGM. They've partnered with MGM in the past, of course, because you had Disney MGM Studios, the theme park. But yeah, I'd say if it's any company, maybe MGM. 2, are there any classic movies you wish would get re-released in 3D and IMAX? IMAX I'm for. 3D, I've never been a fan of it. I mean, due to my eyes, I'm partially sighted and have various eyesight conditions, but I don't really get the full experience of 3D. I can't really appreciate it, so there's nothing that springs off the top of my head, but I very rarely see films in IMAX. I think the grand epic films, like I've seen 2 war movies in IMAX. I saw Dunkirk from 2017 and 1917 from 2019, and they were both excellent experiences in IMAX. So I think IMAX to me is really about the spectacle. And 3, which place in the world that you haven't been to before would you like to go for a holiday? Iceland's one, definitely. I'm really curious about Iceland. Budapest in Hungary is another one. Where else? Where else would I want to go? New Zealand. I mean, apparently I have been when I was a baby, but obviously I don't remember that. But I'd love to go back to there. Thinking of the countries now. Just various states in America as well that I've never visited. There's a lot of places, honestly. I mean, it's hard at the minute with this coronavirus going around, but I'd love to travel a lot more, actually, in 2020. Ribbly says, do you watch The Number Crew during maths in primary school? No, I think we had another maths-based thing in primary school, but it wasn't The Number Crew. 2, have you ever watched Guest House Paradiso, as Rick Mail is in it? I haven't, no. I take it it's worth a watch then, because Rick Mail, fantastic performer, so worth a watch. And 3, have you heard Mika's latest album? No, I haven't. I mean, even when Mika was at his height, like sort of the mid to late 2000s, I never really listened to his albums. I was always more of a fan of his singles, so like Grace Kelly, and then later stuff like We Are Golden and Rain. And actually, Rain is one of my favourite Mika songs. But no, I haven't heard his latest album. It's worth a listen. Media Lover says, I've had an idea for the next Doctor Who main cast. So the Doctor's Kelsey Grammer, the companions are Daniel Hardcastle and James Rolfe, and the Master's Chris Barry. What do you think? Kelsey Grammer as a Doctor could be cool. James Rolfe's a companion, I think that's funny. But yeah, maybe could work. Chris Barry, I've got to admit, I might be shooting myself in the foot. I don't know who he is. But, I mean, yeah, honestly, I've always thought if you believe an actor would be good for the role, then fair play for wanting them in it. I think Kelsey Grammer actually could do a great job as the Doctor. 2, have you seen Family Guy and or American Dad? Yeah, I used to be a big fan of Family Guy from the ages of like 13 to about 16. You know, you're in that teenage phase when edgy humor's like the funniest thing in the world. I think I've got seasons 3 to 11 on DVD still. Don't know why I don't have 1 and 2, but I lost interest. It wasn't funny anymore, and even new stuff, I don't find it funny. American Dad, never really got into that. It was basically just Family Guy with different characters, wasn't it? GSam2020 says, do you prefer Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Wars for me, hands down. I'm not really a Trekkie. I grew up with Star Wars, like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. Star Trek was never really a big part of my life. I mean, it's so ingrained in the culture, like I knew certain things, so I know who like Spock was and Captain Kirk and the Enterprise and to boldly, Space, the Final Frontier, all that sort of stuff. But I've never watched the original series. I've never watched The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or any of that sort of stuff. I have seen the first 2 of the modern movies. The first one I wasn't really into. Into Darkness I really liked, never saw Beyond. But maybe I need to get into Star Trek a bit more. This wasn't a question, but I just want to shout this out. So Erin Allen had commented about the Danger Mouse remake and how your fiance, Erin, is one of the animators on the show. So that's fantastic. That's brilliant. And congratulations on being engaged. Hope the wedding goes well when it happens. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I might watch some today. I've got a break from rehearsal, so I might catch a few episodes. And thank you very much for wishing me best of luck in the musical. Thank you very much. Also, afterwards, I'm going to be an out-of-employment actor, so, if your husband knows that the show needs any voice actors, then please get him to give me a call, please. I'm partly joking, but no, your comment's very much appreciated. Thank you. Sunday catch-up questions from DJF Vlogs. Are you going to see No Time to Die? Yeah, I am. I was going to see it early April, but of course now they've delayed it to November because of the coronavirus. Probably because of the market share they'll get in China, but I'll still go and see it. 2, favourite 2010s artist? Ooh, there's a question. I've actually recently quite gotten into Dua Lipa. I recently listened to her debut album, self-titled, and it's actually a really solid album, really solid pop album, and I'm liking her new stuff as well. I must admit, Justin Bieber, only like from that Purpose album from 2015 is a really solid album, probably one of the best of the decade. His music's come a long way. Didn't like Changes though, sad to say. Are you excited for Now 105? Yeah, I'm always excited for a new Now album. The design, the track list, and so I'll be picking it up, don't you worry. And the spin-offs as well. And Wojciech Matyziak says, now you've asked multiple questions. Remember, we're doing the 3 questions rule, so I'll pick 3 questions out of here. So, Now Forgotten 60s / Country. In terms of picking them up, yeah, I'll be picking both of those up when they come out. I think at the time of this recording, Now Country, 100 Hits Country, will come out this coming Friday. In terms of those, just to address those new Now albums, I will be reviewing them as part of the Now review. It might not be the same day because of rehearsals and whatnot, but I will endeavour to get them to you as soon as possible. Fan of Billie. Now, Billie, I mean, if you mean Billie Eilish, yeah, I actually like some of her stuff. I like her Bond theme. If you mean Billie Piper, yeah, one of the best actors this country has, and let's not forget her pop career in the 90s. Those old enough to remember that will know what I'm talking about. And this one, do you think the Sunday catch-ups will end at 150 to 200? I mean, I don't know when this will end. I mean, I started the Sunday catch-up. The very first episode was back in 2017, and I've made 57 of them now. Obviously not week after week after week. I've had gaps, months gaps, actually. But, I mean, as long as you guys keep having questions for me, and I enjoy making these, so I'll keep making them. And that really is the end of the questions. So thank you very much for asking. I know a lot of you have been commenting saying, oh, when a different show's coming back. As I always say, please rest assured none of the shows you enjoy are dead. Things like the Ident Review. The Ident Review really, as I mentioned before, I just want to have that kick of inspiration again. And I feel maybe that'll come after I finish the tour, sort of mid-April. But We'll wait and see, but it's not dead. There will be more I Don't Review episodes eventually. There'll be more things based on Doctor Who. I'm sure there'll be more Millionaire Moments. There'll be more Sunday catch-ups, more Now reviews. So please do keep supporting the channel. At the time of this recording, we're so near 7,000 subscribers. I mean, we might even hit it today, who knows, but we're so close to 7K, so please keep subscribing, keep sharing with your friends, turn those notifications on so you know when new videos are coming, and let's get to 7K. But that's all this time, so leave your questions down below and they'll be answered in next week's Sunday catch-up. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time. Well, that does bring us to a close this evening on AMTV. We do hope you enjoyed the programme, and please do keep your eyes open for brand new content that will be coming to you soon. Until then, have a very good week, and we hope that you join us again soon. Good night.